welcome to my lair.
Thanks. Hi, Rachel. What were you doing when we just knocked on the door?
I'm always cleaning, like literally always.
And your home is so beautiful. What's your favorite thing about it?
I love the neutral colors in this house. I just, for some reason, it just like gives me like clarity in my head, so.
Love that. So what is your favorite color?
Well, definitely black. is that a real color? I'm
yeah,
not sure.
it works for sure. Mine too. So would you say you're more of a coffee or a tea drinker these days?
Oh man, definitely coffee. I don't know what I would do without Starbucks.
And what did you do for the first 30 minutes of your day today?
Well, I woke up, I worked out, and just enjoyed a coffee with my husband.
Oh, sounds amazing.
And always clean.
And what does a typical lazy day look like for you?
Oh God, like an hour-long shower, definitely, again, with my Starbucks, and honestly, just like Netflix and chill with my husband.
Amazing.
Kind of boring.
Where were you raised?
Glastonbury, Connecticut.
And what makes that place so special to you?
Actually, so my husband and I got married there, and all my family is there too.
You were married, congratulations. How did you guys meet?
We actually met on Hinge, words I never thought that I would say, but I'll just say that I didn't really know anyone at all that I'd even consider marrying, so I had to outsource.
Amazing. And you grew up in Connecticut, so why did you move to Boston?
For college originally.
Amazing. And what's making you feel positive these days?
Just, I mean, it's so hard to be positive with the year that we've had, but you know, just working and kind of staying in my lane, grinding, so that makes me happy. Yeah.
And then what's a habit that you're trying to develop?
Definitely waking up earlier. I am not a morning person, definitely a night owl.
I am the exact same way.
So hard.
And then do you have a habit that you're trying to give up?
Oh my God, my Juul. It's so bad, I need to quit immediately.
Yeah, they're addicting for a reason.
I
know. Would you call yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Definitely an extrovert. I definitely, you know, pick up energy from other people, and I love, you know, just being around other people. It makes me happy, for sure.
Amazing. And, you know, what is your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Ooh, good one. Definitely Thailand was one of my favorite places, and then in 2019 my husband and I went to the south of France, which was amazing.
That sounds incredible. Thailand is definitely on my bucket list too.
So you have to go.
So what is your favorite animal?
Horses! I'm such a horse nerd.
Love that. And then do you have any pets?
Yes, so speaking of horses, I do have a horse still. His name is Biz. He's a retired pony. And then the love of my life, Saki, my 11-year-old Pomeranian.
Hopefully we'll see him around.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
And then what motivates you the most?
Motivates me? It's tough to say, but definitely, you know, making other women feel beautiful and confident. That's pretty much the reason why I started Intoxicated. Just like knowing that I play a role in that, like really gives me life.
Yeah, girl power all day.
For sure.
So what's the favorite thing that you have been watching on Netflix recently?
So we just finished The Crown, which I loved, but I'm kind of just like a Netflix binger. I'll get into one show and then I have to finish. But I love like the classics like Arrested Development, shows like that, Family Guy.
Amazing, I'm the exact same way. So what is your go-to alcoholic drink?
Pinot Noir for sure. I know, I have like my boxed wine over there, don't judge me.
No judgment here. So what would you say was a defining moment in your life?
Definitely when my father died. You know, I was only 24 years old, and it kind of like breathed this new like Rachel into my life. I just like really was not afraid of anything anymore, I guess, in a way. And so I kind of acquired like this confidence in knowing that I was sort of the head of my life now. So that was definitely a defining moment, and right around that time I actually started working on Intoxicated.
Definitely. A way of taking something that was really painful and turning it into something amazing.
Yeah, definitely lemons into lemonade.
Yes.
For sure.
So what is your favorite saying?
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable is definitely my favorite saying. I think it's like applicable to pretty much everything.
Definitely. We're gonna need some merch with that on it.
I know, right?
So what is your favorite place to shop?
Oh God, I'm a shopaholic, so it's hard to just nail down one thing. But I do love Lip Boutique on Newbury Street, obviously a Boston girl. But I also love like, you know, H&M, Forever 21. And then when I really am looking for like an amazing purchase, Revolve online is like, I'm obsessed.
So good. So tell me a bit about what you do for work.
I'm the CEO of Intoxicated Cosmetics, honey.
Amazing. How long have you been working on this?
Oh God, pretty much an entire decade. I'll take you through my kitchen where I'm a terrible cook. But yeah, definitely about 10 years. So it's been definitely a labor of love, but you know, here we are. So welcome to my home office too. Meet Mark.
And the
And
this is Saki, who we were talking about. So.
Hi, Saki. So what does it take to start a company?
Oh my God, it takes a lot of follow through and determination, and definitely thick skin. That's one thing that you have to learn, is not to take anything personally and get ready to get your feelings hurt.
So you have these amazing products. What is your favorite product from your company?
Definitely snail serum. I created snail serums essentially for me. Everything from like the texture, the smell, the color, everything was 100% you know, something that I needed for my skin. So it's my baby. I'm not supposed to have a favorite child, but I do.
We won't tell anybody. So obviously being an entrepreneur is a lot of work. So what inspires you to get up and work every single day?
Just you know, again, kind of touching on you know, making other people feel amazing about themselves. It's like definitely, I'm such a like pro girl power person, but also, you know, I come from a family of family businesses, and there's something about like leaving a legacy that I love the idea of, and hopefully one day you know, passing something on to my kids. So
absolutely. So what do you envision the future of your company to be?
Oh boy. So I definitely, you know, my pipe dream is to be in some of the big stores like Sephora and Ulta, but absolutely being a full range skincare company is where I see it. And then eventually too, I want to get into makeup, but don't tell.
We'll keep that on the DL.
Yeah.
And then obviously you need lots of strengths to start and run a business. So what would you say is your biggest strength?
Definitely follow through. If I say I'm going to do something, I usually do it pretty much 99% of the time. But yeah, follow through is really important, and determination.
Absolutely. And then on the contrary, what would you say is your biggest weakness?
I'm definitely a procrastinator. You know, I think that I learned that bad habit in school, that I could kind of, you know, figure it out at the last minute. And I usually do. I'm good at figuring things out, but definitely procrastinating is not your friend when you're a startup business owner.
Definitely. So we just met your husband. Mm-hmm. What would you say is your idea of a perfect date?
Ooh, dinner and dancing. I miss dancing and going out. But honestly, I love going out to dinner. It's like my very favorite thing.
Amazing. Hopefully, again, soon we'll be able to do that.
I know, fingers crossed.
So what is the best compliment you've ever received?
Definitely that I'm authentic, you know, kind of that I'm not really like anyone else that other people have met, and also that I'm funny, because I kind of am.
Yeah, we can tell. So what would you say is the biggest learning experience that you've had?
I mean, again, just like being a business owner, I've kind of learned that to be nice to everyone, you know, starting a business, like I was talking about earlier, having thick skin is super important. But yeah, really just, I know it's kind of like a blanket statement, but being a business owner has opened my eyes to a lot of things, like the way people treat you, how to treat others, you know, and then just again, having bad times and good times, but really just like sticking to it. It's been a very steep learning curve, I'll put it that way.
Absolutely. Well, you've done amazing. We just talked about dinner. Now, I want to know, do you prefer sweet or savory?
Definitely savory.
Amazing. And then what's your favorite food?
So I am so bad, but I'd say a Big Mac. I'm disgusting, don't listen to me.
No shame. And then what about your favorite dessert?
I love donuts, like, but I never let myself have them ever, but they're so good. Blackbird donuts, have you had that?
So good.
Best.
What song would you listen to on repeat if you could?
Borderline by, what is it, Tove Strike, or Tove, yeah, that, I'm like obsessed. My husband literally is like, if I hear that goddamn song one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. It's so bad.
Well, we'll keep a watch on Mark, make sure he's good.
Make sure he's okay.
So what's the one thing that most people maybe don't know about you?
I'm actually really sensitive. I'm like such a softie at heart, but I really only show that to like my family and again my husband.
Great, so we won't see soft Rachel just yet, but maybe after we build our relationship. What are 3 things that you couldn't live without?
Mark, my husband, definitely Saki, and the third one, I want to say my Jewel. It's like my go-to, but because I'm trying to quit that bad habit, I'd say red wine.
Amazing. Great way to keep those resolutions on top of mind.
I'm trying.
And how about defining yourself in 3 words?
I'd say authentic, determined, and strong-willed, maybe.
Love that.
That comes off the top of my head, yeah.
And I think your company translates that as well. Definitely 3 words that come to mind. So, tell me about your favorite book.
My favorite book, I definitely have a lot of them. When I first was starting Intoxicated, someone, one of my friends was like, you have to read The Alchemist, you have to. And I know it's like pretty much everyone's favorite book, but it really changed my perspective. Another one, David and Goliath, which kind of is what it seems, you know, kind of the underdog kind of taking over. And then The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck definitely is one of my favorites.
We'll have
mastered that.
We will have to add those to our book list coming up.
Book club.
So tell me about a pet peeve of yours.
I hate it when people interrupt me. It is like my biggest pet peeve ever. It drives me nuts.
And then what about your biggest regret?
Biggest regret, I'd say wasting time on boys in my 20s when I could have really been focusing more on my career, for sure.
Absolutely. Grind before boys, for sure.
Definitely.
And what is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Ooh, best piece of advice. Well, it kind of goes, I think, with like the get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm gonna kind of stick to that one, I think.
Incredible.
It's my favorite, yeah.
And then, how about your favorite board or card game?
I love Scrabble. I love it. My husband keeps losing to me and it makes me so happy. But I also love Setback too. And that's a card game I used to play with my family.
Such classics.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you wish you knew at 19?
Wish I knew at 19. I'd say definitely, again, like stay away from boys. But I'd say that one thing that I kind of learned, especially with like switching my careers kind of midway through my 20s, is that you know, you're not married to anything, and you will take that with boys and with work. Kind of the world is your oyster, and I wish that I had kind of looked into my passions maybe a little bit earlier than I did, you know, at the age of like 27, essentially.
Incredible. So, if you weren't the CEO of Intoxicated, what would you be doing?
I'm obsessed with skin, so it's hard to say that I would go straight too far from that, but I definitely think that I would be a dermatologist. I love picking at skin.
Hi, Mark.
My husband knows I pick at everyone's skin. So I think that would be my kind of second point. Yeah.
And then what did you want to be when you were 10?
I wanted to be an equine vet. I'm definitely not smart enough to get into vet school though.
I believe you could have done it if you set your mind to it. How about one talent that you wish you had?
I am a terrible singer. I am like the most tone deaf person you'll ever meet. So I think singing. If I could sing, I feel like God doesn't give with both hands. I feel like I would have it all.
You would just be too powerful. So leather or lace?
Definitely leather. I hate lace.
What about your favorite piece of clothing that you own?
I love my vintage fur coat that my grandmother left me. I'm like obsessed with it. I'm kind of like a fur person, even though I love animals so much. So I think like the vintage thing is better if you love it. So
absolutely, a great compromise.
Yeah.
And then how about your favorite exercise?
I'm obsessed with SoulCycle. Anyone who knows me knows that. I love SoulCycle, and then that's definitely number one. Number two is I love core power yoga sculpt classes. They're so fun.
Incredible. Yeah, we saw your SoulCycle bike. We know you're committed.
I love it.
If you could switch lives with someone for a day, who would you choose?
Ooh, I love, this is so random, I love Oprah. I think she's so cute, and she just like loves to make people feel good. I'd like love to just be in her shoes for a day and kind of feel that energy.
Rachel Sommers, the next Oprah. You've heard it here first, folks. If you could raid someone's closet, who would it be?
I like hate to go with the generic like Kardashians answer, but I'm obsessed with Kourtney Kardashian's style, so I would totally raid her closet, even though I'm sure I wouldn't fit into a single thing. She's like half my size.
We can't blame you, that girl does have style.
Yeah.
Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Have you met my friend Mary Jane?
Oh, I have. She's a close friend of mine as well.
Besties.
So, how do you start your day?
Usually I take a nice long shower. Like, I'm so into showers, if you haven't like been able to tell so far. They like include it's included in all my answers. But I love taking a nice long shower, shaving, exfoliating, taking my time, getting ready. You know, my like 12-step skincare routine, doing my makeup. And yeah, so I love to just like take my time and have a nice coffee with my husband.
Incredible. And then when you're reaching for a snack, what's your favorite one?
I love chips and salsa. Big chips and salsa girl.
And then if you were to plop that snack down with a movie, what would your favorite movie be?
My favorite all-time movie is actually Cruel Intentions.
What a choice.
Such a throwback. I know, what a choice.
So you kind of mentioned that fast food can be a bit of a weakness for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite chain food restaurant?
Chili's all day. I love skillet quesos. Like, I literally bother my husband like once a week at least to go to Chili's to get a skillet queso.
Well, now we know the way to your heart, so watch out, Mark.
Yeah.
So, other than Intoxicated, what would you say is your favorite skincare brand?
I'm obsessed with Kate Somerville. She was definitely like, you know, an inspiration when creating some of our serums and our not yet released products.
Incredible. And then what would you say is your favorite time of day?
I love the morning, even though I'm not a morning person, but I feel like if I can get up early and like enjoy those few hours to myself, it's definitely my favorite.
Great. And then being an entrepreneur, you obviously work long hours, so how do you unwind after a long day of work?
You know, again, a nice glass of Pinot Noir and my best friend, Mary Jane. It's the only way to unwind after like a 12-hour day.
A dynamic duo for sure.
Yeah.
And then what are some of the best things that happened to you this year?
So, well, one of them, and I'd say first, is that I married my best friend, which is so cheesy. Definitely that. Number two is we were featured on NEC, what is it?
NECN.
Yeah, what is it?
NECN.
NECN, which is like Boston's news channel. That was really exciting. And then also one of my, or actually two of my very favorite reality stars used and, you know, posted our products. Shout out to Stacey and Darcy from 90 Day Fiance. I love you guys.
And I'm sure that they love you too with these products. Do you have any work-related goals for this year?
Yeah, so definitely coming out with a few products is for sure going to happen. We really want to get signed on with a distributor. That's huge. And just kind of continue to build our brand.
Incredible. And then any personal goals for this year?
Well, we really want to buy a house and have a baby, so those are two pretty big goals. We'll see if we can knock out both of them this year.
Mark, any thoughts on that?
We're trying.
We're having fun practicing.
We're gonna, yeah.
And then what would you say is your favorite sport?
Definitely horseback riding. You know, again, I grew up competing with horses and horseback riding. I also am a big fan of figure skating, a varsity figure skater over here. And I love skiing in my free time. It's just something, you know, my whole family has been doing since I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, you're truly a jack of all trades. So makeup and skincare kind of go hand in hand. What would you say is your favorite makeup brand?
So I'm like a MAC girl through and through. I've always really have been since high school. But I also love Makeup Forever. Like, it literally is what the brand name is. It stays on forever, especially, you know, TBT to our long dancing nights. They have the best eyeliner.
Amazing. I'll have to check it out.
Yes.
And then what is your go-to for having a good laugh?
Honestly, just being around my husband. He's like the funniest person I know. We could be like across the room from each other, and if he just looks at me the wrong way, I start laughing. So definitely him.
You guys are adorable. I'm gonna puke after this.
Sorry.
So we've been meaning to ask, could we get any like free products?
Well, definitely enter into our hump day giveaways, which we hold every single week, so that's a really great way to get them. But also, if you don't win one of our hump day giveaways, you know, we're always doing the products for $5, the sample sizes. So
Amazing. Thanks, Rachel. Have a great one.